Hey up everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. Today on the channel I'll be doing my tips and predictions for round 21 of the 2024 NRL season. Last week I got 6 out of 8 correct, which I think's pretty good. Let me know in the comment section below how many you got right last week. But anyway, let's kick on with round 21 tips. And the first match to kick us off is on Friday night. It's between New Zealand and West Tigers. This one's being played at Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. New Zealand in 14th, West Tigers officially bottom of the table now. They're 2 points adrift of Parramatta. West Tigers have lost their last 4 matches in a row in the league. New Zealand have a good record over West Tigers in recent times. They've won 8 of the last 10 matches. West Tigers' record at Mount Smart Stadium is okay. They've played 16 matches there. They've won 6, they've lost 9, and there's been 1 draw. Last time out, New Zealand had a heartbreaking loss against Canberra, where it pretty much came down to a goal kick, and Chanel Harris-Tavita missed the goal. I mean, these things happen. Some of the best kickers that have ever played the game, they've done stuff like this, so he'll learn from it, and I'm pretty sure the playing group will get around him. And as for West Tigers, they were competitive against South, but once again they conceded well over 40 points, and they fell away badly in the end there. For this match, I'm going to go for New Zealand to bounce back. I'm going to go for them to win by 1 to 12 points. I think this is going to be a high scoring affair. I think West Tigers will put in another good shift. I think they'll give it a red hot go. But I just think New Zealand will be too good in the end, so New Zealand to win by 1 to 12. The main game on the Friday is between Parramatta and Melbourne. This one's being played at the Western Sydney Stadium. Parramatta in 16th, Melbourne in first place. The head-to-head between these two sides in the last 10 games, they both won 5 matches each. With Melbourne, they've only ever beaten Parramatta once at the Western Sydney Stadium since it opened, so that's one thing. If you're a Parramatta supporter, you could go into the game with a little bit of hope. Last time out, Parramatta had the bye, and Melbourne had a good win over Eastern Suburbs. With Parramatta, they dealt another major injury blow. This is probably the biggest of them all. Mitchell Moses out for the season with a ruptured bicep, and that happened in the last 2 minutes of the game against Queensland. So Rugby League's a cruel game, and that's on top of all the other injuries that the club already faces. There's also been talks about 1 or 2 players that have been told that they can go elsewhere, or they won't be playing at Parramatta in 2025, and I've heard rumours that one of them is Ryan Mattison. So he's been told that he's no longer going to be at the club as of next year. Now, with the bye and West Tigers losing, Parramatta are currently 2 points clear of bottom place. And if they can jag maybe a win here or there towards the end of the year, which is going to be hard without Moses and some of the others, they're a chance of avoiding the wooden spoon. But for this game, I just think, yeah, Melbourne's got too much quality across the pitch, and Parramatta's got a lot of players out, so I will go for Melbourne to win by 13 plus on Friday. And the first match on Super Saturday is between Brisbane and Canterbury Bankstown. This one's being played at Suncorp Stadium. Brisbane in 11th at the moment, Canterbury in 6th. Now, going into this fixture, Brisbane's won their last 5 matches in a row against Canterbury. Last week, Brisbane ended a 6-game run of losses with a win over Newcastle. I watched the game. They started off slow, they were a bit patchy, dropped a couple of balls, but as the game went on, they were getting better. And would I say they're back to what they were last year? No, but definitely a step in the right direction, especially with Adam Reynolds back. And with Canterbury, they had a very narrow loss against North Queensland in Townsville. For this match, this is going to be a really good game, especially with how Canterbury have been going this year. Brisbane back into form in some ways. For this one, I will go for Brisbane to win by 1 to 12 points. I think it's going to be a good game, close, but I think that's that win over Newcastle, Brisbane have potentially turned a corner and will make a push for the final, so I'm going to go for Brisbane to win. Second match on Super Saturday is between North Queensland and Cronulla Sutherland. This match is being played at the Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. North Queensland in 8th at the moment, Cronulla in 3rd. Cronulla have won their last 3 matches over North Queensland in the league. Their record at Queensland Country Bank Stadium is very good. They've played 5 matches there and won 4. And their record at the Ald Stadium was pretty good as well. They played 25 matches there and won 13. Cronulla come into this game off the bye, and North Queensland come in after a very gutsy win over Canterbury. Now, these two sides have been described as rivals by some, and I did a video about this a couple of months back where I talked about all the rivals, and I don't think it's a full-blown rivalry, but there's definitely some bad blood there. There's definitely a lot of feeling. I'd say it is a grudge match between these two clubs, and I don't think it's going to be any different on Saturday. As for who I think is going to win, it's a really tough one to call, because Cronulla are a funny team. North Queensland can be a funny team as well. But I'm going to take a bit of a risk, and I'm going to go for the outsider in this game. I'm going to go for North Queensland to win by 1 to 12 points on Saturday. I just have a feeling that North Queensland will get the job done over Cronulla. And the third match on Super Saturday is between Sydney Roosters and Manly Warringah. This one's being played at the new SFS. It sees Sydney Roosters in 4th at the moment, Manly Warringah in 5th. In the last 10 meetings between these two sides, East have won 6 of those, so it's been a pretty quite close fixture between these two clubs. Last time out, Sydney Roosters had a disappointing loss against Melbourne. They pretty much outclassed there. As for Manly, had a slow start against the Gold Coast and then stormed home pretty much from, you'd say, the 20th or 30th minute onwards. And I think they put together 38 unanswered points in the end. So a very good result for Manly. This is going to be a really high quality game. Could it be the game of the round? Let me know in the comment section below. Also a lot of history between these two sides as well. Of course, Manly won their first ever premiership over Eastern Suburbs. I mean, there's going to be a lot of points in this game. Both teams have got lots of attacking options. It's going to be a tough one. I'm leaning more towards Sydney Roosters to win this game, mainly because it's at the new SFS. And I'll probably go that way. I'll go for Sydney Roosters to win by 1 to 12. If we're at Brookvale, I'd probably lean towards Manly, but I'm going to stick with Sydney Roosters 1 to 12. The first match on the Sunday is between St George and Penrith. This one's being played at Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. St George in 9th at the moment, Penrith in 2nd. The head-to-head between these two sides, last 10 meetings, Penrith have won 6, St George have won 4. However, Saints won earlier in the year. They upset Penrith there at Penrith Stadium. It was an origin-affected game, but they still got the job done. St George had a bye last week, I believe, or they beat Brisbane. That's the last time that they played. And with Penrith, well, they were kind of in a lot of trouble against Redcliffe. I think down by 12 points, and they come back and won another game in that type of manner. And they're just never dead, are they? They're never ever gone from a game. You can never switch off against Penrith because they play for the full 80, and I think that's what sets them apart from a lot of other teams. Penrith's record at Wynn Stadium isn't the greatest. They've only won 8 times there since 1982. That goes back to when Illawarra were in the competition. For this game though, I will go for Penrith to win. I'll go for them to win by 1 to 12 points. I know they're missing Dylan Edwards, but you've got Nathan Cleary, and when you've got him in the team, anything can happen. So I'm going to go for Penrith to win by 1 to 12 points. Second match on the Sunday is between Redcliffe and the Gold Coast. This one's being played at Suncorp Stadium. Redcliffe in 7th at the moment, Gold Coast in 15th. These two sides have played each other 4 times now, and Redcliffe's won all 4 of them. Last time out with Redcliffe, they really should have won against Penrith. They really should have gone on with it, but they didn't. As for the Gold Coast, they started great against Manly, and then they fell away badly and had 38 points conceded on them, and they lost the Des Hasler Cup as well. Now with this match, the Gold Coast had a bit of a mini resurgence before they were beaten by Manly. They can score a lot of points. They've been trying in games with Redcliffe. They're a good team. They're a good rugby league team. I think Redcliffe will play finals this year. I think they'll learn from this experience against Penrith and they'll be better for it. And I'm going to tip Redcliffe to win this game. I think it's going to be a high scoring affair, but I'm going to go for Redcliffe to win by 112 points on the Sunday. And the final game to close out round 21 is between Canberra and South Sydney. This one's being played at Bruce Stadium in Canberra. Canberra in 10th at the moment, South Sydney in 12th. Last 10 meetings between these two sides, Canberra's won 6, South Sydney have won 4. Last week with Canberra, well, once again, they got out to a lead and then the faders thing happened again, nearly threw it away. They did look better with Jamal Fogarty back in the team. With South, they had a tricky game against West Tigers. West Tigers gave them everything. South Sydney ended up running away with it in the end and ended up scoring 42 points. Between these two sides, it's really hard to call. With Canberra there, as I said earlier with North Queensland and Cronulla, both of these teams are a bit strange as well. You know, they're kind of up and down. South Sydney had a bit of a resurgence there before it was stopped against Redcliffe. As Ricky Stewart said last week in the press conference after the game, they were very lucky to win Canberra, so it's going to be one of them games where it could literally go either way. And of course this will be the first time that Jack Whiten has played against his former club in Canberra, so I'm pretty sure he'll have a bit of a frosty welcome when he gets back to Canberra. For this match, I'm going to go for Canberra to win with not a lot of confidence. I'll go for them to win by 112 points, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way and South won. So those are my tips and predictions for round 21 of the 2024 NRL season. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below and let me know who you're tipping and what the margins are. Thanks everyone that tuned in for my video last week. Hopefully we can get back to a bit of some normality now that the State of Origin's over. I can put out the tipping videos a bit earlier than what I've been doing. But anyways, this has been Rugby League History and I will catch us all later in the next video. Alright, tatty bye for now.